Hi. This is a food series brought to you by Focus Hub, where we preserve cultural identities. My name is Olayinka Odeleye. Let's taste some food. Focus Up, we're all about preserving stories, and today we're here to preserve some Indigenous stories. As the name suggests, we're here to eat some food and bridge some gaps as a byproduct. Thank you to Dean, our wonderful chef. We're here at Bistro North Dam, so thanks, Dean. Let's see our tasters. First off, we have Joe.
Hi, my name is Joe Thompson. I'm originally from a small community called Duck Bay. Paradise, I'd say, when growing up. It was a lot of fun. My First Nation is Pine Creek, and I've been living in the city for probably the last 35, 40 years.
So I'm Angela Lavallee, Neokuku Iskwa for Grandmother's Woman, and this is my first granddaughter.
My name is Jay. I'm 13.
Well, my name is spelled TKO, capital letters. I am the godfather of Indigenous rap and hip hop. I'm Soto Cree. My mother's Soto. Yeah, I've been doing this quite a long time.
We're gonna bring in some food. We're gonna get your reactions. The first food we have is something called trasor. It's a soup/chowder-based meal. It has pumpkin seeds, pumpkin sauce, tortilla chip, jalapeno jack cheese, and basically it's prepared like any other soup. You have your broth, saute, some vegetables, and some fats. Yeah, let's bring it in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Mmm.
Looks good.
That looks pretty delicious there. Something I haven't tried before, so.
This is almost like eating a taco, an Indian taco.
Very delicious.
Doesn't really taste like anything.
That's good. Honest answer.
I'm not sure what it is exactly, but there's like a bit of a tanginess.
That's good. Oh, it's got a great spice to it.
And same thing with the meat there. I don't know if it's the meat that's giving it the flavor.
There's something in there that's kind of nutty.
It tastes kind of familiar.
A lot of the stuff that we have now, we never had as kids, like in regards to the type of flavors that we had. Where in this one, you can taste the different types of textures.
It almost tastes like a salsa.
So traditionally, tortilla, like the stuff on the top, we didn't have chips or cheese, but we had the beans and the beets and the wild berries.
So a lot of it was very basic. So we had, your salt and pepper, and a lot of it, your garlic powder maybe, but the majority of it was just plain.
This infusion of all these foods and the spices, it gives such a great taste to the wild meats, right? And I think this is what would attract Indigenous people in this city settings to want to actually get back to cultural foods.
The next food we have is called avocado. We have some sunflower seeds, duck, truffle jack cheese, mushrooms, and some wild rice. So apparently this wild rice is a little bit different from the regular Italian, medium length rice. And the way it's prepared like a regular risotto. Okay, you put some onions, you saute it in some fat, you add some wine in there.
Well, I never had duck prepared this way before, right? So normally it's in a bowl of soup, and then we have chunks of duck, right? So this is quite interesting to taste.
Yeah, rabbit is one thing that I probably haven't eaten. My mother grew up eating it, but she won't eat it anymore. She's been civilized, Christianized, and assimilated, whereas I'm still a savage, but I'm trying to get back to my own roots.
Does it taste like how Grandma makes your duck?
I'm sorry, but it tastes better.
What tastes bitter? Is it the rice, the duck?
Better.
Oh, better. Oh, then your food. Oh, goodness.
Wow, the rice is really tasty. Wild rice is one of our favorite foods to use in our meals, right? Back home, we'd always go, not me, but my grandfather and my brother would always go hunting, right? And they'd bring home all the ducks and then, have fun plucking them and singeing them and getting them ready for meals, right? But a lot of times it was more of, we'd always have duck soup. Not very often we'd have like a roasted duck. And it was normal, like we'd have it with bannock, of course, right? In part of our staples and that. There was no fussiness like today, no, I don't want to eat that, I'd rather have a Big Mac. Right? So with this part of it, I think if more people ate this type of food right now, with the taste in it, it's really good.
The next food is lake trout. We have some celery in there. We have some trout from the lake. We have some sunchokes, and everything is made in a skillet. So there's no oven, there's no fire from somewhere else. It's all in that skillet, all on that stove.
Love trout.
I'm a fish lover too, so that's just perfect.
It tastes like mark fish.
Trout's got a nice body to it, and its texture is so softly. It's like eating a can of tuna. It's light.
Different, a little different in regards to the texture, but very tasty.
It's mid. It's mid.
Mid what?
Mid. Like,
Midlife.
Because it's so costly to get vegetables sent up north. A lot of indigenous people don't eat vegetables. They don't, with the introduction of sugars and spices, people are more apt to buying treats and things like that. And that's one of the big causes of cancer and diabetes among indigenous peoples of the north now. Because I travel quite a bit and I perform in a lot of countries, the foods, there's fish everywhere you go. It's prepared differently, of course. South America is more spicy. Africa has got a lot more saffron than you'd find in South America. Totally different spices. Australia is spicy. They're more of a bigger fish kind of community, whereas South America, they catch, smaller fish in the rivers. And just like here in Canada, I think the biggest thing you're going to get is trout. People that don't like fish, they probably love to eat trout. It's got like that texture of sliced chicken, but it tastes like a little like tuna too, right?
So next up, we have something called rubabu. This is a traditional Métis bison / pemmican stew. So it's meant to feed like a large group. So we have bison and rabbit. It also has a bunch of pemmican root vegetables. So I'm talking carrots and peas. And yeah, it's a very like hearty meal. You'll see.
Wow, this looks incredible.
Ooh, this smells familiar.
It looks like a stew that you would buy, right? I can't remember what the name of the stew is. I don't usually eat stews out of cans. Like everything is usually homemade.
Very interesting.
it tastes like stew, like moose meat stew.
So the wapus, the rabbit, is something that I never used to eat when I was a little girl because I always imagined Bambi. And I think about the impact of Thumper. I don't want to eat Thumper.
Put a little bit of jam here. You can tell it's toasted. That's the way I like my bannock too.
It does taste like turkey, a little bit. The bison flavor isn't there. When I've eaten bison, it's only been like a hamburger meat. I don't think I've ever eaten bison as a steak, but it's such a great meat when I have had it. So this is unique. It's different. I can't taste the bison in here.
So next up we have something called poutine carrot. It's based on a traditional Métis dessert. It has blueberry in it, right? Blueberry ice cream. But before I even elaborate, actually bring it in because our taster over here, Joe, he'd guessed before we even brought it in. We told him you're gonna have some dessert, right? And before we even brought it in, he said, I'm thinking probably blueberry. Why did you guess blueberry?
That's one of the most common berries that we cook with. Like they're more traditional type, right? Berries than anything else. So I was thinking traditional, then yeah, blueberries is the go-to because we go to a place called Blueberry Patch. People go from around Manitoba that are familiar with it and go pick berries for a week, 2 weeks, and then sell them.
That looks great. It almost looks like a sorbet, right?
This is familiar. Oh, my grandma used to make that.
Tastes great. I like the blueberries, of course, or the saskatoons. I've never eaten carrot cake, but I love cake.
They used to call it something pudding cake.
I don't ever remember my mom ever telling me, "Can you go pick berries?" So we'd go for the day, have our fill with chook cherries, especially very tasty, but they make you very dry. And with that is that you'll come out after half a day of picking berries, and your mouth is just literally black from the berries.
Yeah, it's got a really good flavor and a really good texture. This would be something that anybody that's never had indigenous foods as a treat, this would be, well, they'd love this for sure.
I think that's all we have for today. But before we finish, Joe, he's been working in the community for quite some time now. He's been a very staple part of everything we do here, not a Focus Hub, but in Winnipeg and Manitoba, Alberta as a whole. So yeah, if you want to let the audience know what you've been up to so far.
Like I said, my name is Joe Thompson. I've been around the city. I've been, I've had a couple of careers. I'm working for two large corporations, and my specialty was working in human resources, specifically Indigenous human resources, and helping Indigenous people become successful in the workplace. And I'm also doing some work with newcomers that I really feel that we as an Indigenous community need to learn about each other. I think that a lot of times we're more alike than we are different, but we just don't get a chance to sit down and talk, like even for something like this today, right? It's just a matter of getting to know each other more. And I think that maybe that's what's missing. A lot of times we have, sometimes we have so much hatred towards a people for no apparent reason. I'd rather be an ally and a friend than an enemy, right? So my calling is I just need to be a helper and helping out wherever I can, and becoming very successful at doing so.
Angela is very much, as with all of our other tasters, in community. So you want to talk about what you've been up to so far?
So Jay and I have been I do a lot of work with community in different capacities, from trauma-informed facilitating. I do one-on-one sessions with folks. Jay and I do the connecting with Cedar and Grandmother Spirit ceremony. It's the cleansing from the traditional medicine cedar. And that's a little condensed version of what we do, because when we are called, then we go.
Taco has been in community for quite some time. You know, he's been to the Junos, the Grammys, like, whoa, he's been all over the world. What have you been working on?
I'm actually working on my crooner album for Esquire TSC. I'm working on a Southern Style Gospel album under the persona Ethelson. I'll be putting that album out probably 2027. I just became the lead singer for the Red Boyne Ramblers, which is a Dixieland band. And we're actually going to be performing with an Indigenous opera singer, Keely McPeak, on the crooner album that I'm putting out. I got the Dirty Catfish Brass Band, Connor DeRoe, Victoria Grinenko from the Ukraine. Plus, I'm writing books. I've got an art book coming out, a poetry book, a Western Indigenous novel, and then I'm going to be working with a couple of chefs to write a men's cookbook and a gourmet cookbook, Indigenous foods. And then I've been in different television shows and movies. Most recent show I'm in is Netflix's Little House on the Prairie. I get to play a native guy, a warrior with braids. So, yeah.
If you have some recipe suggestions, leave them down below. And if you'd like to participate, be part of our talent, reach out to us. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.